Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Two Gods Summoned to a Fantasy World by BenGrem1234. Chapter 20. The Supreme Gods having a meeting. The world as we know is filled with countless universes, but what we did not know is that the world was divided by layers of dimensions. These layers are known as barriers that separates each dimension from each other to create a certain hierarchy among them. The dimensions are divided into lower realm, middle realm and higher realm. Each of this realm is categorized by the entities that resides within them. In the lower realm, or is referred to as the common realm, resides mortals with different level of existence and power. Here we see the mortals who possess powers that are known as extraordinary. Some call it skills while others call it magic or talent. But the fact is that these powers are common in the lower realm. Not all mortals have this power, but most in this dimension or lower realm have it. Example of mortals who resides in this realm are humans, orcs, vampires, goblins, etc. In the middle realm, or is referred to as spiritual realm, resides beings whose powers are said to be able to affect the universe itself. The entities in this realm have transcended the physical limitations of mortals in the lower realm. Whereby mortals are bound by age and death, those in this realm are not bound by such concept. Some of them have the lifespan of 10,000 years while some of them are immortal. The beings in this realm are given the job of observers of the lower realm. In terms of comparison in power, those in the lower realm cannot understand the powers of those in the middle realm, and they cannot interact with them either. Example of beings in this realm are the spirits, demons, angels and dragons. Though there have been some cases where a mortal in the lower realm gained enough power to surpasses those in the middle realm. Now those in the higher realm, or is referred to as God's domain, are entities that their very existence is a threat to the world itself if their powers are not carefully contained. These entities look down on those in the middle realm and lower realm as if there are nothing more than characters in a story they're created. The disparity between those in the higher realm and those in the middle realm is like comparing a very small planet to the sun. Their existence is power itself, and it is said that they possess enough power to affect the multiverse as a whole. These beings don't usually interact with those in the middle and lower realm unless if something important happens. Those in this realm are the gods, deities, and their existence are worshipped by those in the middle and lower realm as gods. Even though those in the higher realm are said to be the strongest existence, there is actually another level of dimension not known to those in the middle realm and lower realm except for those in the higher realm. The name of this realm is the upper realm, and it is the highest realm in reality, and it exists outside the multiverse. No one knew of the existence of this level except for those in the higher realm because they were privileged enough to behold the accession of the being who resides there. Just as the deities views those in the middle and lower realm as characters in a story they created, so also the being in the upper realm view the deities as pieces in a game she created. The first being to once resided in the upper realm was Veldanaba, but his position as the absolute was taken by Miyuki, who now resides in this upper realm. She has the highest authority in the world, and she views those in all the realm as nothing but pieces of her game. Now in the higher realm resides the world of Celestia, where the deities resides. In Celestia, the deities each possess an aspect which they govern, and they are categorized by rank. Lower gods, deities, higher gods, deities, supreme gods, deities, and elder gods, deities. The lower gods were once mortals who ascended to godhood and were brought to celestial by a higher god and other to serve under them. The lower gods have no authority, they govern in celestial and are simply under the service of the higher gods. Their numbers are far bigger than the higher and supreme gods, but their powers are also far weaker. In terms of power, lower gods are far below higher gods, but even so, they are far more powerful than those in the middle and lower realm. The higher gods are granted authority to govern by the elder gods. These authorities are concepts which is widely known in the lower and middle realm. Example of higher gods and the authorities there govern are God of festivals, who govern everything related to festivals in the lower and middle realm, God of war, who govern everything related to war in lower and middle realm, God of love, who governs everything about love in all the realm, etc. These higher gods are superior than the lower gods by a huge merging. The lower gods serve the higher gods, and the higher gods serve the supreme gods. The supreme gods are the overall rulers of celestial. They have the highest authorities in Celestial, but they are still below the Elder Gods. The Supreme Gods are 3 in number, and the aspect they govern is what makes their power supreme. The Supreme God of Fate, who governs the fate of everything in existence. The Supreme God of Life, who governs the life of everything in existence. The Supreme God of Death, who is the embodiment of death itself. They rule over the Celestial and all the realm due to the aspect they govern. The only remaining gods with a higher authority than them are the Elder Gods, but this doesn't mean that the Elder Gods are stronger than them. The Elder Gods are the gods who watches over everything going on in all the realm. They were personally handpicked by Miyuki to become her eyes and mouth in all the realm. Their job is to eliminate anything that may prove to be a threat to Miyuki without exception. Their power are on par but slightly superior to the Supreme Gods due to the fact that they each possesses Miyuki's blessing. They used to be 10 in number, with 5 bearing the title Gods of Creation while the other 5 bearing the title Gods of Destruction. That changed when the 5 Elder Gods of Destruction decided to destroy the mortal realm due to their pride. They were stripped of their authorities by Miyuki and banished to the middle realm along with all the higher and lower gods who follow and serve them. Now, there were no longer gods due to their authorities and divinity being stripped from them, but they insist on calling themselves evil gods in order not to forget the authority they used to have. In Celestial, the 3 supreme gods were having a meeting to discuss the recent powers they felt in the lower realm that they govern. "What do you think about those powers we felt earlier?" the Supreme God of Fate asked. The Supreme God of Fate is a female with long pink hair and twin tails and fair skin that glows alongside Celestia. She is dressed in a kind of female priest gown that is white in color. "I don't know who has that power, but I felt the authority of time being invoked in the lower realm," the Supreme God of Life said. The Supreme God of Life is also a female with green hair made of leaves. She has fair skin and also wears a kind of female priest robe just like Supreme God of Fate, with the difference being that it is more exposed than Fate's own. "But how can that be when the Supreme God of Time was killed in the Cardinal Universe?" the Supreme God of Death said. The Supreme God of Death is also female with a very dark hair. Her skin is fair but pale. She wears a black gown which is revealing in regards to her chest area. The Supreme God of Death is the Supreme God that is most feared in Celestia due to the fact that no one who is not as strong as the strongest higher gods can approach her lest they lose their life. It is not that she will kill them, it is just that her aura of death is too powerful for anyone who is not at least as strong as a higher god to approach. Unlike the 2 supreme gods who govern their own aspect, the Supreme God of Death doesn't govern death as she is death itself. In a simple term, she is death given form and all deaths in existence revolves around her. She is the concept of death made form and she can bring death even to those who claim to be immortal. The only beings that she cannot bring death to are her fellow supreme gods whose powers are on par with her own and the 5 remaining elder gods who possesses Miyuki's blessing and protection. Besides them, no one can oppose her powers, which is death itself. I know that the Supreme God of Time was cast down to the lower realm due to him siding with the previous 5 elder gods of destruction. I heard he was killed in that universe by a mortal no less, Supreme God of Life said. He was indeed killed by a mortal. Even though his authority was stripped, it was still surprising to hear that a mortal from the lower realm has enough power to kill a being of his level, the Supreme God of Fate said. The Supreme God of Death got angry while remembering that incident. "I wanted to go to that universe and erase it from existence, but Goddess Miyuki stopped me." "Yeah. I still don't know why Goddess Miyuki stopped us back then, but it's not like we can defy her," the Supreme God of Fate said while shrugging her shoulders. "Let's not think about her. What we need be discussing is the power and authority of time we felt in that small universe," the Supreme God of Life said to them. "The first power we felt is obviously the Vampire Queen Lilith. She once defeated a higher god and claimed his powers as her own, which caused her to ascend to godhood. The other power, though, is what I'm most curious about," the Supreme God of Fate said. "The Vampire Queen Lilith is strong, but she refused the invitation we gave her to come to Celestial due to the personal hatred she has for the gods and chose to remain in the lower realm." "I wonder who the other power is?" the Supreme God of Death asked. "We don't know who has the other power, but it doesn't change the fact that the person was abusing the authority of time, which is a great offense. We must eliminate whoever the culprit quickly," the Supreme God of Fate shouted. "What you say is true, But we can't involve ourselves with those in the lower realm due to how weak they are to us. We could use our authority to eliminate whoever it is that was using the power of time without actually going to the lower realm. The Supreme God of Life suggested. Absolutely not. Using my authority on those pathetic game piece in the lower realm is just insulting to us supreme gods. The Supreme God of Fate said with a look of repulse. Why don't we send in a team of lower gods to go and eliminate the target? The Supreme God of Death suggested. That could work, and since they are lower gods, Goddess Miyuki will not pay them any attention. We could use that opportunity to ask them to eliminate any other thing they perceive as an annoyance to us. The Supreme God of Life said. That's good too. It's not like any being in the middle or lower realm could oppose them. Not even those evil gods could do anything to them. They may be lower gods here, but they are still vastly superior to those in the middle and lower realm. The Supreme God of Death said. The Supreme God of Fate stood up. Then it's decided. We will send 5 lower gods to that universe to eliminate that power and everything that may prove more work for us. Any objections? None here. Both the Supreme God of Life and Death said together. Good. Supreme God of Life, I leave selecting the lower gods to send to you. Remember to tell them to eliminate any evil god there see in that realm. The Supreme God of Fate said to Life. No problem. If that is all, I will be returning to my temple. The Supreme God of Life said as she disappeared in a bright light. After that, both the Supreme God of Fate and Death also disappeared and returned to their own temple. In the upper realm, a place filled with nothing where nothing exists. The realm of void where no concept exists. Everything ends in this realm and nothing can exist in it. Clad in nothingness, the realm was without concepts or life and was simply a void. In that void where nothing should exist, we see massive castle floating in the vast nothingness, and inside that castle, we find a massive hall filled with books of different kind. Huge piles of book till the eye could see was floating around inside that hall. At the end of the hall, we see a throne when a single girl was sitting down while holding a book. The girl's was very short and could be called a little girl by those who don't know of her. She has long silver hair that reached all the way to her back, and she is wearing a Japanese school uniform with a black skirt and a black coat hanging at her back. She was looking at the book in her hand as she smiled. I guess the pieces are finally going to act. I wonder how my target will react with their presence. Hopefully, he would allow them to put on a show before eliminating them. Either way, it will still be entertaining for me to see what he would do. Yes. The time for us to meet Rimuru Tempest is close at hand. The girl said to herself as she kept reading the book in her hand. This girl identity is the goddess Miyuki, who holds the highest authority in existence, and her target is Rimuru Tempest, the only being who is on her level. The time when both of them will meet is soon approaching, and things will finally start moving when they do meet each other.